One of the new features of Visible Analyst VA 2009 is the support for the Uml Deployment Diagrams. Deployment diagrams depict a static view of the runtime configuration of hardware nodes and the software components that run on those nodes. Components defined on a component diagram can also be used on the deployment diagram. The symbols used on a deployment diagram are the deployment nodes, the components, the artifacts, the deployment specifications, and the relationships. There are two types of relationships used on the deployment diagram. An association is used to model communication between deployment objects, typically between a pair of nodes. A dependency relationship is used to model general dependencies. Here we see the dependency between the component vehicle testing and the executable artifact vehicle test. To create a new deployment diagram, click the New Diagram icon, choose Deployment from the Diagram Type drop-down, and click OK. Click the first symbol, the node symbol, drag it onto the diagram, and add the node. We'll label this node Oracle Server. To expand the size of the node while it's still highlighted, drag the symbol by using one of the object handles and increase the size of the symbol. You can also choose a stereotype for a node by choosing Change Item from the right mouse click, and we'll choose Application Server and click OK. We can expand the component listing in the object browser and use an existing component, dragging it right into the new deployment node. To add an artifact to the diagram, click on the artifact icon, drag it over to the diagram. We'll add this as renewals. We can choose the dependency relationship type, and here we see we're deployed here. Once the diagram is saved, the repository is updated with the new object information. To show further details of the deployment node, simply right mouse click on the deployment node symbol and choose Explode from the object menu to create a new child diagram. Here you can display the components of that deployment node. This was a very brief review of deployment node implementation within the Visible Analyst.